China Sicilians. All right. Well, China seems good, just intuitively. Chinese, they're not even that slow. Like, they can't do drush, but I've done some testing, and their builders, this was on the old patch too, before they got buffed. They used to be able to do like a faster than normal men-at-arms rush and faster than normal scouts, faster than normal archers, like with a strong economy to back it up. So just nutty civ. You just need to know how to play them. And they're not even that hard these days. Like, the start is so much easier. But you have to do damage to Sicilians. So Sicilians, trash on high level. This is like, you can almost consider this to be high level, like 1850. It's up there. You need to be able to go aggressive here. So, if you let the Sicilians boom, they're gonna kill you later. Like, their economy is actually good. It's just that it hits so late in the game that they usually take a bunch of damage before then. So then it looks like their economy's trash because they're just damaged. But yeah, if you sit back, the Sicilians can overwhelm for sure. And just remember that you don't want to play camels against them because camel bonus damage is just not really good enough to make it worth it against the knights. So if you were going to do a counter unit, you'd want to be making pikes most likely in this matchup. But ideally, you make your gold unit, right? Like, if you're on the back foot, if you're playing counter units against Sicilians, it's not a good plan. So I would say that you would want to be playing gold units. Chinese, play crossbowmen, it's fine. It's completely fine. That's how I would do it. So, yeah. So far, so good, though. Like, execution has been fine. As I would expect from this elo. Oh, a little bit of idle time. Oh my god, why are we idling? Oh, we got housed. Oh, never mind. We're down a bill. Oof. Housed. Yeah. Alright. Not great, but we can come back from that. I mean, you're still ahead as Chinese. Although you start with less resources, so actually we're about even, right? It's fine, though. Having an extra Vil is quite great. Gonna go for the barracks now. It'll be on time. It looks like we're playing scouts. Okay. Scouts versus scouts, it looks like. The only thing is that Sicilian scouts don't take as much damage from your spears. Okay. Okay, nice wall. Nice wall. I do like the wall here. It looks kind of awkward because it's kind of in the back, though. I probably would have built the stable here or here just because it's more forward. It's just like slightly closer to the opponent's base, and it protects the berries better. Like, you don't need to wall to the gold yet, but you do want to wall this right now. Like, we wouldn't need these if we had just placed the stable down here. Ooh, taking a hit on the way in. But you're forcing the walls. That's good. Go to the berries. Do you know about the berries? Oh, you don't even scout at the berries yet. Oh boy, oh boy. This is class. This is like literally me, actually. Taking damage for no reason. Oh, but he didn't wall here, so that's pretty good. Test. You're live, Pow Man. PA0 Man. I'm really enjoying your voice. Ah, thank you very much. Okay, so... yeah, opponent kind of just ran right in the front, right? He didn't do anything fancy. He just ran, like, as soon as he added the second scout, he ran forward, and your spear was just out of position. Like, man, your spear, if you send him forward, you need to have another in the back. Because, well, wait, you just did, no, you knew he was playing scouts, right? Like, when did you know that? You knew that pretty early. You already knew that here. So this spear is super out of position. This is like, oh, I might get a free hit in the middle of the map. That kind of spear. But you know what? That's not even worth it to go for right now. Because even if he takes a hit, your dude is super out of position. And he can't even defend. So you go for that like kind of mid-feudal age. When you have extra spears to spare. Like maybe everything's walled. Then you just have the spears kind of randomly around the map. As like kind of landmines, you can say. But... yeah, not right now. That spear needed to be here, Or it needed to be supporting the scouts, aka like if his berries were forward here, you could have the spear with the scouts, hard to deal with. But his berries are way back here, so getting him all the way over here, really difficult. But your berries are forward, so you need to be able to defend this a little bit faster. So having your spear back just made more sense here. Trying some initial pressure with the first spear, but was kind of pointless.
It's been a hot minute,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm back now.
Hey, Kleiner! Yeah. Thanks for the sub as well. So hopefully that makes sense. The reason why the spear wasn't going to do anything here is because his berries are not here. And you're attacking from here. So if you were going to bring the spear forward, you'd have to attack from here. But honestly, like on this map, you're not going to get the damage done fast enough, I think. Basically, your scouts are going to come in, he's going to wall, and the spear's not going to do anything. But if the berries were on a forward hill, like, or just forward like this, then it has more potential to do damage. Yeah. Here we go. So, moving on. Walls to here. All right. Oh, you didn't scout this. Oh, man. This feels so bad. I do this sometimes too, but like obviously this is way better. Oh boy. He better not get any more damage. You made like 3 million spears. You made so many spears. Oh my god, he's doing damage. Forcing you to retreat. Yeah, these walls are no good. Oh my god. Dude, he is... Oh, if he had gone up there. Can you imagine if he had gone up there? That would have been a good place to check. He will check it now because you walled here. That's going to bounce him up here, right? So he's going to go up here. Your scout's kind of doing nothing, right? What? Wait, why are you... How come you have so many vills compared to him? Oh, I guess it's because he idled for a minute. Dang. I mean, this is why it's 1800 and not 2K, right? He was microing like crazy, but he kind of didn't create vills. So from here, you don't know that he's so far behind economically. But yeah, your scouts are not getting damage, and his scouts are getting damage. But you know that he's playing open. It's a little bit late to add a range here, though. So, like, from this point, you have 10 farms already. You didn't get horse collar, but it's fine. Like, Chinese have extra food on their farms. So, even though they have cheaper farms or cheaper upgrade, it's still fine to skip horse collar, and it's kind of better than average. But yeah, I would probably just go to Castle Age here. But then you're kind of... If the opponent added a range and he was adding ranged units here, you'd be in a bit of trouble. If he had these scouts here and like a couple of archers coming forward, you're kind of in trouble, right? Especially because you made so many spears. Like you made 4 spears. Say that he made, instead of 4 spears, say that he made like 2 archers. That's going to be way better. And yeah, it's going to be a problem. So... Again, as I said at the start, Sicilians, their economy is sick if you do nothing to them. What are we doing? Nothing to him right now. He has horse collar farms. These are going to pop off. As soon as your farms expire, that's when Sicilians is going to feel insane. So that's going to be early Castle Age because non-horse collar farms, they expire around early Castle Age, depending on the game. But this game looks like that's going to be it. So early Castle Age, like, you need to do something. You really need to do something to the Sicilians early Castle Age. That's kind of like, if you just straight boom, I don't know, man. He's gonna night spam you, right? I'm kind of scared for this. The scout opening was not really successful. I think scouts into archers would have been okay, but just straight scouts is a pretty passive opening, right? Straight scouts is like, okay, let's just agree to make some units, maybe get a little bit of harassing, maybe, pick off a vill here and there, potentially, maybe not, and then go to Castle Age. That's not how you want to play against Sicilians, because Sicilians, they're kind of weak early. Like, they literally just have nothing early. So you have the res advantage early. You might as well use that res advantage to make more military than him and go aggressive. And, of course, their economy is just crazy in kind of early Castle Age onwards. If they go for horse collar, which he did. Scout archer still have to somehow deal with the scout raids. Yeah, I mean, it's easy. It's not that hard. Like, you just wall this in. You should have had a second lumber camp. You wall this in. You wall this in. One spear at the berries. And you're fine, right? You, like, wall the big gold on. It's fine. We don't... Instead of walling, like, the entire base, we just res wall. We have the military advantage. And then we just go and we do damage. If he comes and counterattacks, he's just dying at home. So it's fine. Yeah. Looking at your base, honestly, one lumber camp was not good. You're playing scouts opening. There was no reason to play one lumber camp here. You have tons of good wood lines too. This wood line you could have taken. You wanted to control this area because of the berries anyways, right? So you get like 5 on here, 5 on here, maybe 10 on wood as Chinese or whatever, because you need the extra res slightly. And then your economy is going to be way better. Opponent also should have been on 2 lumber camps. I think he should have taken this one as well. But yeah, it actually really hurts to be only on 1 lumber camp here. If you have access to 2, especially as I said, like scouts is more of a passive opening. It can be somewhat aggressive. Like you still go forward, but it's not like I'm trying to kill my opponent. It's just you just make some units. If you need more, you make more. If you don't need more, you don't need to make more. But yeah, you want to play it a little bit more economically focused. Ooh, if we're gonna finish the palisade gate. Those things are pretty expensive. You gotta be careful. Oh, okay, opponent is failing hard. Like, what is he? He didn't even realize he was getting killed by a spear. Dude, hero spear. This thing has 5 kills. Wow. It's done almost 200 damage by himself. That's insane. That is a crazy spear. He needs to be upgraded, the pike man. All right. Look at this. We might as well make 2 more gates just to finish the little square. Or rectangular. Rectangle. Yeah. Dude, that spear was crazy. That is a crazy spear. But yeah. So, looking at the numbers, you are ahead economically. But as I said, Sicilian, like that horse collar, you're 3 vills ahead, but you're gonna have to replenish all of these farms. And so, yeah, you have 3 extra vills, but how many vills are working just towards replenishing these farms? A whole lot more than 3 at this point. So, yeah. And now what are we doing? We're going cav archers. Okay. I mean, makes sense. We can't go cav archer and boom, though. If you try and do both, you're gonna have nothing. And Sicilian's playing it perfectly. He's just adding TCs. He's got a sick farm economy. He's just gonna make some knights. Just harass with the knights. See what you're doing. And see it, like, the reason this is also gonna do nothing is because you're trying to boom at the same time. And we're gonna get forward range. So cav archers, they have mobility, so you don't need to really make it forward. It's just kind of an unnecessary risk. Making one here as well. Like, I really dislike this range. If you were gonna do damage, you needed to not make that TC. This TC's a mistake. I mean, you take him off of gold, but he's on gold down here. Like, the Sicilian player doesn't even care at all. The score is lying right now. Whoa, he's going Donjon. Whoa, this guy's crazy. I guess he wants to secure this gold. Fair enough. Accidentally had Vils walk for it. Ah, I see. I mean, CA is a very good unit, but we just don't really have enough. Although, opponent's not really keeping his TC running. He's making more units here. Honestly, like, if the opponent kept his TC running this whole time, he'd have quite a few more Vils. It would have been better. A couple of CA is not really that much here. Like, the opponent can deal with these pretty easily. Yeah, he's just gonna send one knight. He doesn't have any upgrades on the knight, though. Makes sense because he went for such an eco focus. Okay. Oh, he's actually just gonna donjon here. That's such a problem for you. This is a really good strat from the opponent. Yeah, I don't really think like this a lot, but this is really good because basically donjons at this stage is kind of like free guard tower upgrade. So you get pretty strong towers, but CA, they're just not great at raiding sometimes when the opponent has TCs everywhere. His DCs aren't perfectly placed, but it's still hard to, like, sit anywhere and raid. Like, you could sit here, maybe. Okay, that donjon, it's gonna be able to... He should have actually placed a little bit forward, I think. But, yeah, we're just seeing how the Sicilian economy... Like, he can afford so much because of the Sicilian, economy at this stage, because we just didn't do a lot early. Losing CA. CA are great when you have them masked, but we don't really have them masked right now. We're harassing this. It's doing damage. It's not doing nothing, but still. Okay. Having units here is kind of bad. We don't really need units here. Ideally, we just make another layer of walls back here or something to prevent the knights from coming in. But wait, opponent has like no upgrades on his knights too. You should be able to click his knights and see that he doesn't have bloodlines. And he only has +1. And you should be able to realize that he's not going mass knights here. So keeping your units at home is bad. You should have your units forward. Also, like, you know that his wood lines are here, right? Like, you know where the wood lines are. And if you don't know where the wood lines are, you better go scout them, because it's pretty important. So keeping a few units here, keeping a few units here, and that's like kind of checkmate, right? Like, he has no wood if you just take him off of wood. Like, what are the CA gonna do over here? What are the CA gonna do over here? He's gonna get this donjon up. And then what are they gonna do? They're gonna sit under the donjon? It's not gonna do anything, right? You're kind of getting baited into sending your units over here. Like, this doesn't make sense. You have units at the back too. You didn't need to send your forward units. And now he's just booming with no contestation? What's the word? You're not contesting his boom for quite some time. And yeah, opponent's just defending pretty well. There's the stone wall. We could have just done this earlier. And then we don't have to worry about this. Just let him make donjons. Whatever. Stone wall up. Get the units forward. Your boom is okay behind this, but I'm kind of worried now. We don't have Parthian tactics as the Chinese, so we don't get full upgrades, but we get the important upgrades. Okay, an opponent had heavy plow farms. Oh my god, these will never run out. So Sicilian's early imp is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna go for a castle drop. Yeah, I mean, you gotta maybe even play full castle age here or something. Or you can go imp. That castle's a bit awkward, honestly. Like, okay, do we need to control the hill? Or do we need to put it here and push in further? Chicken castle, yeah, exactly. Like, bruh, yeah, it's on the hill. And as I always say, like, the hill's better, but in this situation, he has 9 knights. You have 28 cav archers with good upgrades. Bruh, just put it in here. Like, put it somewhere. I don't know, here. It's pretty hard to get it in here. I mean, but there is a path in. You put it here, he loses the game. You put it here, he's like, okay, well, I don't really care about that castle that much. He's just gonna, like, chill. Looking at the pop you're still in a good spot, I think, though. Just, Sicilians still struggle against these. And he's still nowhere near Halberg. Once he gets Halberg, though, it's a problem. Honestly, I think you're probably winning this game, though. It's not that bad. Because just CA are just that good. You're going imp and he's not. He's trying to make a donjon here. Makes sense. But you're gonna be able to trap these down. Yeah. Opponent kind of needed to do something other than just sit back. Well, he does have skirms. Like, skirms will be good. Okay, he's going imp. Well, opponent's eco is still really good, though. If you can get some skirms out, these donjons might be enough to delay you. And you don't have good upgrades on the light cav yet. So they die to skirms. Honestly, like, they do die to the skirms. This is a good fight for red. I would not take this fight. I would not recommend this. Okay. So, okay. Another thing to point out. If you lose your main army, then you have to make a decision. Do I make light cav or do I replace the cav archers? This is very important, so pay attention. Do I replace Cav Archers here, or do I go into Light Cav? If I go Cav Archers, he's on Skirm. That's going to suck. If I go Light Cav, well, then I just have Light Cav with no Cav Archers, or not enough Cav Archers. So, like, if the opponent makes a good unit like Knights, we're in a problem. So, in this situation, when you want to be adding in Light Cav against the Skirms, don't lose your Cav Archers, because then you're in a bit of you have a bit of a dilemma, like, which unit do I add? You can't add both at the same time. Just the economy's not good enough. We're just not in that situation. You still need upgrades in the Light Cav. So the way to make that Light Cav transition smooth is don't take any fights with the CA until you get the Light Cav online. Anyways, you can apply that to many situations, but basically when you're adding a second unit, you got to keep your first unit alive. Try to handle Skirms with Mango and remake Cav Archers. Yeah, that's not very reliable though. Like you have one Mangonel, he can pick that off too. Like, he should pick it off with the Skirms. Like, okay, Red. Okay, Red. Oh, that's so bad for Red. He could have just killed the Mangonel though with this. Like, honestly, the Mangonel could have killed the Skirms could have killed the Mangonel so easily. He sends the Vills after them, but like, man, 2 volleys from the Skirms and it's dead. Okay, Red's unit control kind of failing here a little bit. Okay, but your pop is not huge. These donjons, they're kind of controlling the gold a little bit. They're still kind of annoying. Not the end of the world though. You have 3 relics though, so you're in a great spot. Opponent's up now, but what can he afford? His base is just kind of ransacked. Doing chemistry. Oh, but we're taking a bad fight here. We don't have the final armor on these Light Cav. Opponent's got Bracer once he gets chemistry, man. But he's gonna have, okay, he's gonna have a 30-second window. No, 24-second window where these Skirms are gonna dominate everything. As soon as chemistry comes in, he's gonna be able to kill. He's gonna kill all the Light Cav here. During this 24-second window, he's killing all of your Light Cav. Now armor's in, but the Light Cav are gone. All right, it wasn't that big of a deal. All right, he lost everything. Anyways, we definitely could have just waited for the upgrade. It wasn't the biggest deal. Honestly, like, obviously with this score difference, it doesn't even matter. Like, this game's over. But, yeah. Well played. Opponent will GG soon, because he actually has nothing. GG's. Who was that? Delphoxius. We're pretty much done with the replay reviews. We're gonna be doing some 1v1s right after this. As the stream title says, it's an hour in and we haven't even done what the stream title is saying. Jeez. Honestly, Sicilians is kind of hard to play. Oh my, dude, you're so fast. How is he this fast? What should Sicilians have done here? You know what? You know what he needed to do was not idle his TC. Look, this is what killed Sicilians. Is he idled his TC? Like, he made knights, but like, look, he has res. He spends on bowsaw and just knights. His knights didn't really do anything. He's floating all this gold here without a market. Yeah, the woodline situation was kind of what killed Red. It was really tricky. Maybe he should have gotten some scorpions to try and defend the woodlines. I think it's probably what he needed to do. He needed to defend against the CA a little bit better. So instead of going for this, maybe he should have been making scorpions. But the main issue is that he tried to go 3TC boom, but then he idles his TC like constantly. And that's why he got far behind in the res collected and eco. It was just, he tried to do too many things. Like this donjon push, it looked good. Maybe if he was 2 TCs with the donjon push. 3 TCs with 1 idle is just bad. GG's.